presentation of the NBA.
Los Angeles, California is the scene for the Mavericks. An absolute spark on the hardwood. Luka Doncic oozes creativity, and his team will be feeding off of it as they await tip-off at Staples Center. Mavs, Clippers, coming right up. Welcome and happy holidays from 2K Sports. It's time for NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And giving us the rundown from the sideline, David Aldridge. Hey, Dave.
Good evening, Kevin. Well, last season, Paul George had a homecoming. He said, as a kid, I pictured playing in L.A., my parents being able to watch me at Staples. I'm not playing for the Clippers. This is home. I'm playing for the home team. It doesn't get any better than that. And Kevin, his family is backing him up. They show up to every game here.
Wow, what a story. David, thank you. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. You look at the Clippers. Things going their way so far in this season. Right now, they lead the pack up front in the first spot with the best record. And, of course, there's Dallas, 2 games back.
And right now for the Clippers, they had a few critics coming into the season, and now I don't think they have any. This is a club ready to not only make a deep run, but possibly win it all.
They do have the pieces in place for a title run, but the competition in the playoffs will be stiff.
So let's take a look at the starters for the Dallas Mavericks. They've got Powell. Richardson is out there with Luka Doncic. Then there's Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Finney-Smith in at the power forward. And for the Clippers, we've got Kawhi Leonard. Baca is out there with Batum. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's George in at the 2 spot. And it's the Mavericks to start out. Now the Mavericks with it. And this is the first season matchup for them against this Clippers team. Doncic against Batum. From deep three-point range, it's hauled in by Beverley. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. And so Doncic will bring it up for Dallas. Here's Hardaway. Richardson finds Doncic. Here's Finney-Smith. 6 to shoot. Dallas needs to get off a shot. The shot by Powell, no good. Leonard looking over the floor. Pass to George. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. And here we go, the Mavericks in a fast break. Here's Doncic. Richardson the pass to Doncic. The tray. A new 14 for the Mavericks. Second shot opportunity. No good that time. So Los Angeles will take it the other way.
You know, that's a quick 0 for 4 now. At what point do you call a timeout and reset?
A 3 from Leonard. It's rebounded by Doncic. For Dallas, they've gone 0 of 4, missing their first 4 field goals here.
And I remember when Doncic was first asked, who is your favorite player? And, boy, he did not hesitate. LeBron James.
Hey, Greg, for guys of his generation, that would be the answer for 80 to 90% of them, and with good reason. How about these quotes from Doncic? He said, if I dunk on LeBron, I can retire. But I like this one a little better. He said, LeBron can play in a lot of different positions. I can too. But for me to be like LeBron, I have to work much harder. That's a guy who knows his stuff.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
Richardson the pass to Doncic. Kicks it out to Richardson. Inside. Pass to Powell. Over Batum. Here's Doncic. And the rejection by Leonard.
and a sensational individual defender. Leonard will lock you down. Rejections are just part of the package he brings on the defensive end. Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing the last matchup with the Lakers.
Yeah, I mean, in that one, you really saw a difference in aggression between the two teams, particularly on the boards.
You know, I think that was the big difference in the game. One team was pounding the glass relentlessly, while the other team, not so much.
And now let's take a look at the stats for Kawhi Leonard. He's coming off an excellent season. Last season, 27 points per, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. It's hard to wrap your head around numbers like these, but that is just what he delivers night in and night out.
You know, it's so easy for us to take him for granted, to get spoiled with what he does. I think we've got to be more appreciative of the kind of impact this man has in every game he plays.
We have got to see that sensational mobile one block again.
And early in a game, these sorts of plays really can set the tone.
Now, here's George. A 23-point game for him in the win against Denver. Over Richardson. George, no good.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Hardaway finds Richardson. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And Greg, Josh Richardson's a terrific ball handler out on the wing who can create for others.
Richardson gets a lot of assists per game at that wing position, not just looking to finish plays, but also to create for others. Very well-rounded threat on the offensive end, and that gives this team another dimension in terms of playmaking.
That's good from Richardson. Well, we've seen some head coaching changes, Greg. We're early in the season. How long does it take to fully implement, do you think, a new system with a new coach?
You know, it's a tough question, Kevin. It really can depend on how difficult or complicated the system is. But all things being equal, the experienced teams often learn faster because they just understand the game better.
Boy, Josh Richardson, really the kind of guy every team could use because he's got a well-balanced 3 and D game. He does a lot for his team, brings a lot of value to whoever he plays for.
And he gets it to go.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
And it was interesting how the Dallas franchise sold its fans on Doncic. Ownership told them, think of a 6'7" Steve Nash. Isn't quite the shooter Steve was, but is only a teenager. Great vision. Boy, he can really pass it. And it turns out Doncic is all of that and more.
And that one misses. And even Nash himself called Doncic a dream prospect.
Yeah, it said Luka was big and mobile enough in the modern game can guard multiple positions, has a skill set, a winning mentality, and those leadership qualities. Steve Nash sounding like a future GM.
And he sinks the second.
You know, he's the third pick in the 2018 draft, guys, and Doncic seems poised to dominate this league for a lot of years.
And stolen by Richardson. Fast break, Dallas. Shoots. And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
And how about the terrific use of the crossover there to just throw the defender off balance?
George against Hardaway. And George gets it to go.
When PG-13 is feeling it, he can be an absolute monster from mid-range.
Passes it to Finney-Smith. And here is Powell. Doncic outside. That doesn't go on the chance to tie.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
Leonard with the bucket.
And part of what makes Kawhi such a great player is that jump shot. You can't just worry about him attacking the basket.
Now, here's Doncic. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against the Lakers.
And one of the big ways he came through was at the foul line. They couldn't contain him. He was equally effective at scoring baskets as well as getting to the line.
And here's George. After Luka Doncic hitting the three. The pass to Beverly. Off target with his three.
Boy, they dodged one there, guys. I mean, he got the wide open look that he wanted, just didn't knock it down.
Richardson the pass to Doncic. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. And it's Batum with the ball, bringing it up for the Clippers. Fresh from a win against the Nuggets.
Yeah, it was all hands on deck. Helps to get points off the bench when you're on the road.
Absolutely, especially on the road when you need those guys off the bench to up the ante.
Los Angeles shooting their first free throw of the game.
And last season, as a team, they knocked down 79% of their free throws, so those are numbers you'll be happy with.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Coley Stein comes in for Dwight Powell. And it's Maxi Kleber in for Dorian Finney-Smith. A free throw good from Kawhi Leonard.
You know, there are differing opinions as to who the best defensive player in the league is, but no matter what, Kawhi is always in the discussion.
Now, here's Kleber. And here is Coley Stein. 6 on the shot clock. Leonard with the steal. Beverly wide open. Misses the three. Mavericks trail by 5. Here's Richardson. It's rebounded by Leonard. Los Angeles has gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Kicks it to Beverly. Doncic against Leonard. Back to Beverly. The three. The three-pointer is right on target. And the Clippers lead by 8.
Well, I tell you what, Beverly's really improved as a three-point shooter, as dependable as they come now, shooting from behind the arc.
And the Mavericks call time here. Greg, so many people know your story. Born and raised in Las Vegas, it must have been an amazing feeling then to lead UNLV to its only championship.
I mean, Kevin, you know, playing in front of so many people you know has its